Okay, hi everybody. Good afternoon if you're in the UK, and good morning if you're in the US. And I really don't know what time of day it is in Australia, South Africa, wherever else you are. But good morning or afternoon or night to you as well. Thanks for coming on. Another daily training, day 3. So yesterday was about the what is an online audience and the why you need to build one, really the what and the why. Today is going to be the how. So an outline of the strategies that you can use to build your audience online, and not only that, more importantly, to keep that audience online, because what you want at the end of the day is you want a growing audience who are in your target market, and you want to be able to keep them engaged so that they become not only your customers, but they become repeat customers, because that is how you make money from those people, is they become repeat customers for you. So I'm going to get on with it very quickly today. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to dive right in. So it's the how today. Okay, so good morning to those of you who are saying good morning. So I'm going to share my screen here now and dive right in. Okay. So strategies to build your audience online. So this is how to capture your audience and how to keep them for the long term, because you don't want people just coming in and taking a look at something once and then disappearing. You also don't really want people coming in, taking a look at something and buying, which is obviously very nice, but usually your front-end offer is pretty low priced, and then going away. You need to engage that audience, you need to keep them for the long term. So this is going to be how to capture them in the first place, and then how to keep them. So people need to become part of your either your email list and or your social media audience. And you know, I think eventually you need to aim to be doing both, but certainly in the first place, in the first instance, you need to pick one or other of those. But they can be built simultaneously. There's lots of different ways to do this. There's not just one. Once you get online, there's so many different routes to take, which is why some people, they come in, they don't focus on one thing, so they get that feeling of overwhelm, and that's when people either they fail or they just leave straight away. And they say it doesn't work, which just take a look around you and you can see it certainly does. So what you're basically learning how to do is to put your capture pages, and I've got some examples down here which I'll talk about in a second, in front of people to capture their information. So it might be email address at the bare minimum, but perhaps also their name and their phone number. And it depends whether you're doing paid marketing, unpaid marketing, where you're doing it. If it's a very, very cold audience, you're actually better going for numbers and therefore just asking for email addresses. If it's more of an audience which is going to get to know you pretty quickly, like through a video, say on YouTube, then you can ask for more information, because that audience kind of warms up to you a little bit more quickly. And or you're learning how to build an audience on social media platforms. And I put and or because you can put the links to these capture pages on the social media platforms. So you can build up not only your social media audience through things like likes on your Facebook page, and people who like your page are becoming your audience on social media, but you can also then capture their email or their information to then put them on your email address list, which is, you know, why this is so powerful, because then you've got the audience, you've got that person in 2 different places, and you can actually intermingle one to the other. So, for example, and this is more advanced, you can download your email list and upload that audience onto Facebook, and then you can put your offers, you could put your, for example, a page post ad in front of the people who are on your email list. So they might be getting the emails from you, and then they might also see your offers on Facebook. So this is where, that's a more advanced strategy, but you can actually download that information into a file, and you can upload it onto Facebook, because you can create your own audiences on Facebook. Right, this is critical. It's critical that you understand this. No matter how you decide to build your audience, you must first understand your target market. That way you can provide relevant information or training or resources, and you can ensure you're engaging with relevant people online who will be interested in what you have to offer. It's absolutely critical that you know who your sort of perfect person would be for you to have in your business. You need to know your audience. When you're doing content marketing, blogging, for example, you're getting things to rank on the search engines, there's no point creating that content, spending the time to do that if you're not targeting it the right people. So if you're getting it to rank in the search engines and show up on searches for people who just have no interest in what you are putting in that blog post, in that article, in that video, because there's no way they're going to click on your link. If you have a Facebook page, Facebook fan page, it's critical that you have aimed your posts, your photographs, your offers, everything at the people who are in your niche, the people who are in your target market, in your target audience, the people who are going to be interested in what you have to offer. So, for example, it might be that your target audience is actually pretty broad, and that it's people in the home business industry, and you are looking to help those people, and therefore providing information and offers and training and resources to anybody who is building a home business. Or it might be much, much narrower than that. You might be looking at the actual specific niche in your home business. So you might be in a company which is a weight loss company, a health and wellness company, so you're only providing information and resources and training and offers at people who are not only in the home business niche, but are in that specific part of the home business niche, health and wellness. But it's really critical that you know who those people are, and that you aim everything based around that target audience. Right, good news. Although there is a lot of choice out there when it comes to how to build your audience, the good news is you only need to choose one. You only need to pick one strategy to master to start with. And I say this a lot, and I still see people dabbling here, dabbling there. I still get people ask me, if they're already building a Facebook fan page, they ask me, oh, how do I start with my blog? And they haven't generated one lead yet on Facebook, and they're asking me, how do I set up a blog? And it's up to you really. If you want to do that, if you want to create a blog right now when you haven't generated a lead and you've decided you want to do Facebook marketing, then that's up to you. It also depends a little bit on how skilled you are, how technical you are. Maybe you'll find it easier to create a blog, for example. And it depends a little bit also on how much time you have. If you have all day, every day, then maybe you can pick two strategies and work on those two at the same time. But remember, you'll not only be training to learn how to do it, you'll also be implementing and actually doing it and going out there and doing it and doing, like I said, jumping from the aeroplane and learning to put that parachute up on the way down, because you must start taking action straight away. So I think it's best to pick one and to master it. And when I say master it, you can start generating leads with the strategy pretty quickly. So you can start getting results. I call mastering the strategy really when you're getting consistently 3 to 5 leads per day, and then you can scale it up and you can get more and more leads as you get better and better at that strategy. And then once you've mastered one, then you can add and build out and add another strategy. So one choice you have is to use social media. And then once you've chosen that you want to use social media, then you have more choices. So there's, I put down the bottom here, I'm going to jump to the bottom. So there's different social media platforms you can learn to use. There's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, there's so many. And on each one, you know, you've got, go back up to the top here, you've got paid advertising, such as Facebook pay-per-click, page likes, ad to build up your fan base. And then you've got free strategies, such as engaging with people on Facebook. And engaging can also help you to build up a fan base, which is your audience. And those people can be considered leads straight away. They don't have to fill out a capture page to be a lead on Facebook. It can be somebody you're chatting with. And you can talk to them about engaging conversation with them, learn their pain and provide whatever you've got as a possible solution to their pain, and then they will become a customer straight away. And you can do that without paying anything. You can do that without them going through a capture page, and at the end of the day they can then become a repeat customer, and eventually that you can actually ask people if they want to get on your email list. If you word it correctly, it's a very powerful strategy to use. It can be your first engagement, really. You start a conversation up, you learn about what niche they're in, you learn what they're struggling with, and you can actually make the suggestion that you send out newsletters on a regular basis that can help, sort of fellow marketers can help with training and tips. And ask them, would you like to receive those newsletters? If so, just send a blank email to, I know with Aweber it's your list name and then at aweber.com. And people don't very often say no to that because you're not selling them anything. It doesn't sound sort of salesy. You're just offering them help. And once they're on your email list, then they start to get your emails. So that's a pretty powerful strategy to use, and you can be sending out a couple of emails per week pretty early on. You don't need to know very much to start sending out emails. Just share with people what you're learning. Share what you can share training links to the third-party training links, particularly if you're in some kind of system such as Network Marketing Pro or MLSP, or if you're working with someone else and they have training, you can send that out before you start to spend that time creating your own, because it does take some time, and I think you're better off learning a strategy first before you start thinking about creating your own training. You really don't need to at the beginning. Okay, the other option, apart from social media marketing, is content marketing. And in a nutshell, content marketing is creating content and getting an audience to view that content. And again, you must know your target market. You must know your target audience. So there's different ways that you can get people to view that content, but if you don't get people to view that content, there's no point doing it in the first place. Usually this is done by either ranking that content in the search engines or sharing it with a current audience. It might be promoting something they've not yet seen or training about something that they would be interested in. And again, it can be third party. It doesn't have to be something that you've created. When ranking in the search engines, the best place to start once you've identified that target audience is keyword research. You really need to know how to do the keyword research, to know how to know what people are actually typing into those search engines. And I haven't added it to this page, but there's various forms of content marketing. So you've got article marketing, you've got blogging, you've got YouTube videos. But it's anything that's going to go online, be put online, and then is going to remain online until you take it off. Or in the case of something like YouTube, until YouTube decides to take it off, which, if you use YouTube correctly, shouldn't happen. Right, another option is paid marketing, and you've got various options in there. This is what I mean. There's so many avenues when you come online. You must choose one and focus on it. Otherwise, you'll just be confused. So there's pay-per-click advertising. There's pay-per-view advertising. And there's various platforms to do these things on. There's Google, for example, Google AdWords. There's Bing. And other platforms include Facebook for Facebook pay-per-click, YouTube, there's YouTube pay-per-click, and there's several others. So what you're doing is you're paying those platforms to show your content right at the top. So when you look at a Google page, when you look at Google page 1, those yellow ones at the top are people have paid to get their post up there. The same with the other platforms as well. And pay-per-view is people who have adware on their computer, and what you do is you pay for those sort of banners to pop up, and it can be very powerful. You might think that they're really annoying. You might not have them on your computer, but plenty of people do have them on their computers, and it can be a very powerful strategy to use. But again, you're paying for all of those strategies, which has the negative that you're paying, but it has the positive that it's showing up immediately. You're not waiting for search engine optimization to work, which is how you get your content to rank on places like Google and YouTube. It takes a bit of patience, and it also takes quite a lot of work. Whereas with paid marketing, a lot of that work is taken out of your hands because you're not having to do things like build backlinks, and don't worry if you don't know what that is, but it's something you have to do when you do content marketing, and you're relying on organic searches, which is just getting it to rank in the search engines. So in summary, from the past 2 days, to market online, you must have an audience. Otherwise, no one will hear you. Posting links in groups does not work. So going onto Facebook, finding the relevant groups, and posting your link doesn't work. You might get 1 or 2 people every now and again who click that link, but they're not going to remain in your audience. Even if they take a look and maybe get on your email list, they're not the type of people who you necessarily want on your email list anyway. You must then serve that audience by providing value, engaging with them, and otherwise doing things that you know that audience would like. And once they know, like, and trust you, then you can give them offers. And done right, they will become repeat customers. And this process can happen very quickly. With some people, it's instantaneous. They go through, they watch your video, they go through, they see your link, and they buy. It can happen very, very quickly. With other people, they go through, they see your link, they get immediately onto your email list, and then they take a while to warm up to you. With other people, you can be having a conversation with them on Facebook, and it can really quickly develop into you showing them what you have, something that you have in your pocket which will help them, and it might just literally be that you're getting them onto your email list, but it happens pretty instantaneously. It might be that you've got something that they're going to buy straight away. It might be something that is a free training, so they're going to go through the free training, and then they have to go through a capture page to get onto that free training, or they they sort of like your Facebook page, so then they become an audience of your Facebook page. But once they know, like, and trust you, then you can give them those offers. And, you know, some other people, it really does take longer for them to warm up, but you need to be patient. If you hassle people, they're just going to run away. And there are many platforms on which to build your audience and many strategies to use. And like I said, pick one. Stick with it until you master it. And mastering it means that you're getting consistent results with that strategy. Okay, so that's really a summary of the last couple of days. Let me come off screen share again. Let me see if there's any questions in the chat. I see, Joe, you've written something. MLSP gives us a way to capture 500 names. Are we able to use those names to give away MLSP products, or should I direct them to an AIMA account? Sorry, Joe, I don't actually know what that is. We'll have to have a chat about that because I haven't seen that. So that's interesting. I can't see any questions right now. Shoot anything, any comments or questions over to my Facebook page, blog. Get in touch with me personally, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. It was a quick one today, really just summarising what we've been over the last couple of days, and talking about the how to build that audience. I hope you enjoyed the last 3 days of training, really an outline, an overview of marketing online in general, some motivational stuff to start with, and then the critical part of what it's all about, you know, building that online audience, keeping that online audience, engaging with and serving that online audience, and then them becoming repeat customers for you, so that they stay with you, they're loyal to you, and they become repeat customers for you. So I look forward to engaging with many of you, and I hope that I can help you. I hope that I can help you again very soon. Bye-bye.